The Hawaiian Comedian presents. I've been doing comedy for over 23 years, and I've been on the road. I've been in different cities. I've been different things like that.
We're here to talk about everything, man. The topics you talk about with your friends, your family, questions you got for us. Twitty in the city.
Aloha.
Another episode. It's Twitty, THC, Twitty in the city. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button, which you have been doing.
Yes, you have.
We appreciate it. We appreciate the love. We're going to actually get to some comments today. I feel like I've been prolonging that. We're going to get to the comments. Well, damn it, we're going to do it today. If it's your first time listening, what it do? I'm Twitty. That's THC, the Hawaiian comedian.
Boom, boom.
I need to apologize, bro.
For what?
I did not ask you. Didn't you have a show in January?
That was right at the end of December.
Oh, okay. But either
right
way,
at the end.
I still feel bad. Can you give us an update?
Nah, man,
How'd
it was
go?
it was live, bro. I was up in Sun Valley, Idaho, and that I'm gonna tell you what, the groups of people up there are fantastic.
Yeah,
like, they all came out. It was fun. I had a blast for the 2 days that I was up there. I could not find a bad restaurant. No matter what I ate up there, it was all good.
well, it's Sun Valley. I feel like it has to be a requirement in Sun Valley. Like if you open a restaurant, you better be good, and you also better be consistently good.
Right. And you know what? Someday, Sun Valley, I'm gonna move up there. Someday I'm gonna get up there.
Ooh.
Someday. It was so beautiful. So
They're gonna have you locked in. But what was the crowd like?
It was sold out 2 days before the show even happened.
Okay.
So the show was on a Saturday. The tickets were already sold out by Thursday, so we had packed room. Some of the people were standing in the back. It was huge. It was beautiful room.
I'm assuming I'm not his agent. I just remember I know THC be talking. So was this a 30, a 60-minute set? What was the ordeal?
71.
By yourself?
By myself.
I mean, I'm not like I'm gonna be like
71 minutes. 71 minutes. I was up, man. I was having so much, and that's what happens. Like usually, like they want you to do at least, like 45 to an hour, 45 to 55 minutes. And I was having so much fun. I just kept going. I actually had to stop. Like, okay, nope. I'm past time, but I got to do it. But I didn't want to. Like everybody up there I was having so much fun with that group. Like, so I can't wait.
Do you keep track of your time, or is there somebody? Because I don't know. Or does somebody tell you the time? But
yeah, and they call that your like what'll happen is they'll have a stage guy that was there. His name was Eric. And he was in the back, make sure my microphone works, make sure the sound works, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then what they do is like, I don't know if you ever been to a comedy show. If anybody's ever been to a comedy show.
Yeah.
There's going to be somebody in the back of the room, and they call it giving you the light. And somebody will be in the back with like a cell phone or a flashlight or something, and they'll give you a light, but they'll give you the light at whatever time you wanted them to. So if I want to do an hour, I'll ask for a 10-minute light. So at 50 minutes, they'll fly, and that's when I'll know, okay, I got 10 minutes before I got to be up. Yep.
Okay. So you got the light, and you said F the light.
Well,
that's what you're telling me.
Yeah, he gave me the light.
Supposed to do 60.
He gave me the light. 71. Well, he gave me the light at like 52. Yeah, it was like 52, I think. And then when that went off, then it was like boom, and then it was like, all right, there it is. And then I ended up doing 71, so I ended up doing like 19 more minutes.
So at 60, does he start flicking it? Just
no.
Oh
no. When you get like, it depends. Like if there's another show after that show, like if you do 2 shows a night, then yeah, when they start, that's like, hey, we need to turn the room, so we need to get everybody out and get the new crowd in and get the show started, so you need to get off stage.
But because you was it, he was like, well, I guess he just wants to keep going.
I guess he just looked at me kind of like, well, he just wanted to know where we was at in the show, so he knows now we have 50 minutes.
Got
there it
you.
is. Bang, bang, bang.
That's what's up. Okay, I feel like you told me is there one in February? Because I think you was telling me you got a January, February, March, or was it just a January, February?
No, February too. I'm going out to.
I thought he wasn't gonna say anything. Just be like, yeah, February.
February.
Tell
1st,
us where we at.
February 1st at the Egyptian Theater in Park City, Utah.
Oh snap!
I'll be out there for the Sundance Film Festival.
I don't know if we got any Utah subscribers. If we do, THC gonna be up in the spot.
Yes, I am. I will be there. Park City, Utah, at the Egyptian Theater, February 1st. I'll be there.
Maybe we'll have our backstage guy is Sean. He's the one that sets us up. Maybe we will have Sean put a little link to get tickets, or maybe to get them purchase tickets.
Get down there.
We could probably do something like that. But either way, appreciate the likes, appreciate the comments. Speaking of comments, the people have spoken, THC. Yeah. So I'm not going to be able to shout out everybody because everybody surprisingly had the same common question. So I'm going to make it all into one. But appreciate you getting the comments. A lot of people from Idaho. We had a couple from Texas, California, and Michigan. So by the way, when you click and subscribe, there's a link. You can join the conversation. You just give us your name, your description, and then let us know where you're at, where you're listening from. So.
And let us know what you're listening on too.
Yeah.
Like if you're on his
TikTok,
the TikTok, if you're listening from there, put that on the comments. If you're on the YouTube channel, The Hawaiian Comedian, or at Sean Peabody on the YouTube channel, if you're watching it there, leave your comments down there. We can take comments. We have some comments also from YouTube. So if you do have questions and stuff, put them on there so that we can do it on the next one.
Yeah, and we are listening. We are looking at them. We're liking. We're giving hearts. So it's not just somebody's just going to like and heart. It's one of us. If it's not one of us, we must be sick or forgot how to use technology.
That would be on my fault because I'm the old one here.
You know how to do a like and a heart.
I do know how to do a like and a heart. I don't know how. I'm still learning how to be like, hey, I appreciate everything that you do. Because I want to make it sound right because I do appreciate everybody that watches and supports.
Nah, much love. I will tell you, I'm not gonna lie. I'm the person that does say like, thanks, boo. Appreciate you.
Well,
bruh.
That's what I'm saying. Is like when I comment, I don't want my comment to be like, like it's a stamp, where you just go through comments and you put a stamp and you be like, okay, I liked it, hi, bye. I liked it, hi, bye. Like I want it to be personal. Like I appreciate anybody that takes the time to sit there and write something out, and I need to be responding individually to it. It's hard, but I need to try.
Yeah, we're gonna get it. All right, here's the question, THC.
Okay.
Everybody wants to know how we got our aura and our vibes. So what I mean by that is everybody's been talking and appreciating how when they listen to us, they feel like they know us. They feel like they just want to be around us. How did you and I get this aura about us? Were we born with it? Did we figure it out? But everybody has said they like our aura and they want to know how do they get that, or how do you become a part of that?
Well, if y'all are asking, how do you get that? Then you automatically just told us you don't believe you're born with it.
True.
So
I respect that.
If they ask, and honestly, I don't think you're born with it. I don't think I was born with this. I mean, I can say that I have been this way my whole life. Like when I was growing up, if you looked at all of my report cards growing up, it always said talkative, class disturbance. Like every single report card was consistent with these words. So I mean, it's like when I tell people that knew me from when I was younger and growing up, when I tell them that I'm a stand-up comedian,
they're kind of not surprised.
They're not surprised at all. They're just like, yeah, that's what I figured you would do, And then if I was to tell them I was a lawyer, they'd be like, what?
I could kind of see that. You got to talk your way out. Anything involved with talking, I feel like with you, I wouldn't have been surprised.
Okay, talking that way, yeah, but I still got to get the grades first, and that's the whole school thing, and
gotcha.
That's the part that nobody would believe. They would be like, "There's no way he passed. There's no way."
I don't know though. For talking though, you might have talked your way through the grades. That could be a thing.
But I think honestly, if you asking about our vibe and how you and I just started going, I mean, even though you and I are from different parts of the country. You being from the East Coast, me being from the West Coast, we got miles in between us. We still kind of grew up basically the same way. So, like, we had the same types of friends. We had the same types of family. We had the same types of structure that was around us. And I think we were able to vibe off because there were a lot of things that you and I had in common. And I don't think, I think the ability to just go out and talk is probably still in us, but that was still something I had to learn growing up. I was in drama class in high school. I found outlets and ways as a kid to always be able to express my voice, but I don't think it was something I was born with. I think it was something that I just wanted.
Yeah. See, for me, I feel like we're all born with it because for me, believe it or not, I was the quiet one. I
don't believe it.
I
don't believe it.
You
can't convince me.
I was never in trouble in school for talking too much.
Really? Not once?
Nope.
Never had your name on the board with a check mark at the end of it? Nothing?
Nope. I was a part of it like a handful of times, but it wasn't one of those, like, I feel like with you, it was yes. like THC started this conversation and got all of these other 5 knuckleheads to start the conversation. I occasionally was the one that was in the group, but nobody ever was like, yeah, Twitty started that conversation and was yip yapping. I had to learn how to be a talkative person because believe it or not, so being in radio, being in communications, that's not what I went to school for.
Right.
I went to school to be a civil engineer. I liked math and I liked drawing. And I was like, there's going to always need to be roads. There's always going to need buildings. And most architects make 5-6 figures. So I was like, perfect.
That works out. Yep.
I had to stop that because I went to college on a football scholarship. And they told me, you got to be off campus in the fall for your sophomore, junior, senior year. So you can't play football. So you don't have a scholarship no more. And they were like, well, talk to your parents. I said, there is no talking to my parents. I am changing my major. I was like, I don't know about you. I don't got 30 grand to cough up per semester, by the way. 30 grand a semester. There's 2 semesters.
Wow.
Yeah. So I told him, I was like, you can call my mama. She's going to tell you he needs to change his major. And so I changed my major. And then my advisor, which shout out to him, he noticed that people gravitated towards me and was like, you're good at talking. And I said, I'm not good at talking. I said, because I talk to people outside of these walls, it's because I was the starting safety. So like I had to communicate from a football standpoint. When you talk football to me, yeah, I can be an alpha, but to just have a conversation about school or about somebody's opinion or to ask somebody how they're really doing, that wasn't me. I was an athlete and I leaned on that of like, well, you make a lot of noise on the field. So yeah, people that come up and talk to me, they want to talk sports. So that's easy. But to actually start learning how to stir up conversations or how to keep a conversation going, I had to learn that. But I think it was in me. But I didn't start out that way. I was kind of one of the quiet ones. I was kid that laid back.
If you didn't have that outlet to pull that out of you, if you said you was born with that, but you still needed that outlet to pull that out of you, because if not, if you didn't have that outlet, like if you didn't have football, would you still be this outspoken?
I don't think so.
See, then that's what I'm saying. Like that's my argument with. I'm thinking that
if you're born with it,
if you're born with it, then you're born with it, and it's gonna happen. See, it's gonna happen regardless.
I think you can be born with it, but I think certain situations can help get it out of you. I don't think I would be as this open and outspoken as I probably would be. Because radio and our jobs, you gotta be.
Yes.
Whether it's a rainy day or a bad day, you learn how to still be you. Yes. With letting people know, like, yes, there's some days that suck, but I'm not gonna talk to you like the world's on fire. But I don't think if I was a civil engineer that I would just be able to just stir a conversation with some random man about.
See, like, like.
So that's why I think it's in you, and I think.
I mean, I think it was in me like through my DNA because like my mom always blamed it on ADD and ADHD. Like if you ask my mom, like, why am I a comedian or why do I talk in front of people? She would tell you that. She'd be like, yeah, this kid talked everywhere. No matter where you went, just blah, 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 blah. And I was a talkative little kid. I was ADD. I was ADHD. This was the beginning of Ritalin. Like that's where I grew up. Ritalin was brand new. And my mom did not want me on that. I had to eat everything that said sugar free on it. Like it was a horrible. But I was always talkative. I was always into something. If you pointed to something, I wanted to know why. I wanted to know how come. Why is this? That little kid that ran around that was always like, why is this? Why is that? That was me.
Yeah. Nope. I was quiet. I wasn't shy. That's the difference. I wasn't shy. I just was not outspoken. I had no problem meeting people saying, hi, my name is this. I go to Camelot Elementary or Hugo Owens Middle School.
Right.
I play football, but I wouldn't keep the conversation going like, what do you do? Oh, you do that. Do you know such and so? I just stopped the conversation.
So then let's dive a little deeper then. Then what was it? What was it that actually happened? Because there had to have been something.
So the part with me, I think that escalated it was once I was in that and I knew
you had to speak.
I knew I had to speak, but it was also like we've talked about, it's what I wanted. So then I started harnessing, like testing myself, like challenging myself. Like you said, some old guy that probably I have nothing related with, don't have that mindset. Go talk to him. If he shuts you down, it's no different than a pulling guard coming in football and knocking me on my ass. Like, it's no different.
And it's the same. And it's the same as military. Like, I know you have the football background. Me, I have the military background. And going to Marine Corps boot camp, like when I got there, you know, I had no problem sounding off. Right, like I had no. When the drill instructor said, "Hey, you had to say something. You had to go and you had to repeat it." Sir, yes, sir. You had to go. I had no problem sounding off, but I was already at a point in my life where I was already loud.
Yep.
But I had met people in the Marine Corps, because most people asked me, they was like, "Hey, is it easy for you to speak in front of people because you was in the military?" And it was like, nah, I was able to speak in front of people even in high school, but I think the military enhanced how I speak to people.
Right.
And how my words will be direct or indirect or whatever. But like I watch people in boot camp who I know we were talking about, like, had it in them, but it was never awoke.
Yeah.
And I watched men that were in boot camp with me, and I watched them wake up. It's crazy to see it, but when they finally find that inner one, it's like boom. So that's what I'm saying is, like, if I asked you where that happened at, what was it that
happened in college when I was forced to announce a softball game. So I was forced to speak on.
And you didn't know none of the softball players?
I knew the softball players. I lacked softball terminology.
Ooh.
Like I knew
you knew what
foul ball.
You knew what a pop fly was.
I knew that. I knew 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Okay.
But after that, I was lost. So I was like, this is an area I have no expertise on. So I'm going to sound very 3 ball, 2 strike. They're up on home base. There is somebody on second. Not like we got a full house, runner on first, runner on second. He's sliding to the left. Like, I can do that now, but I couldn't at first. But the softball coach knew me, and he said, nobody really listens. He was like, there's only 10 people that listen. He said, just be you. Just don't cuss. Try not to mess up nobody's name. Right. But just talk how you would talk. And
but as far as knowing the game and actual terminology for the game, so if somebody went to you and said, "Hey, there's 1 out, we're gonna do a 4-3-2,"
nope, I'd be like, "Is that the 4th inning at the bottom of the 4th, or is that the 4th guy on deck is coming?" That's exactly.
No, the 4-3-2 would be a defensive play where you go from shortstop, you turn a double play. So 4-3-2. So you got short, and then you got second base, which is 3.
Yep.
First base, which is 2.
Makes sense.
Because
now I would understand, but back at 4-3-2, I would have been like, we talking depth chart, jersey number. I'm serious. So I'm doing the announcing, and when it was 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Now, how old were you when you were doing this? What was your age?
19.
So you still a teenager?
Yes.
They just put these headphones on, you stuck this microphone in front of your face, and you just decided to do this softball game. Was it?
Don't say I decided.
Okay, no, you did. You did.
I agreed to it, yes.
So you decided. You decided.
I was helping out the coach, and it was also part of my class.
Could you have said no?
I could have.
Then you decided.
I did decide.
Yep.
But I was also in I didn't have no leeway, because the softball coach was my football coach's brother, and I was trying to help out because we were taught you help those in the same.
I got you.
So I was kind of like, he's coming to me, which probably means he's desperate. And also for my class, I had to do this anyway at some point. But I was going to pick like a high school football game. Something that I know.
Something that you know. Right.
I wasn't going to.
Now, was this the fast softball pitch, or was this lob softball pitch?
Fast softball pitch.
So this was that straight over.
Yep.
Ooh.
So we're doing that, and apparently it was 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Okay.
And I was, for some reason, I just thought of 3 balls and 2 strikes as like this omega, like this is the big one. So I referred to that as, what did I say? I said we're as full as a baby's diaper. Yeah. But me just being me, I said, I'm gonna do me. Like, what am I gonna lose?
Every mom that was holding their kid and was listening to this broadcast just checked their baby's diapers the minute you said that. It was full as a baby's diaper, because I know you meant full count because of 3 balls, 2 strikes. So I know you meant full count, but
I didn't know the word full count, but I knew like the next ball that happens, something's gonna happen. It's either gonna be a walk or they're gonna be struck out. So I was like, we're as full as a baby's diaper.
Wait, So you knew something was supposed to be full.
Yes.
You just didn't know what was supposed to be
Right.
full.
Like I didn't the term bases are loaded.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I knew something like that was happening. But
so you knew you were supposed to say full count. You just didn't know that you were supposed to say count.
Yes.
So instead you said, we're as full as a baby's diaper.
Yeah. Exactly. Again, improvising. The guy said, "Do me." I was like, I know it's full sum, but I didn't want to mess up with the words, so I said I'll relate to something that I know everybody should know what that means by full, as a baby's diaper.
Or is your stomach? I don't know.
It was in the moment, bro. I couldn't think on my feet as fast as I can.
Was it broadcasted or was it all over the?
It was broadcasted.
So you weren't not everybody in the stadium.
Not in the
hear
stadium,
you.
but if you was watching online, so that was my phrase, and there was a lot of full counts.
That would have been the best thing if I was sitting there enjoying my hot dog.
I don't know about enjoying it with a hot dog.
I like hot dogs. Hot dogs at a baseball game. I have to have a hot dog and a Coke at a baseball game. And I would have just been sitting there with my hot dog, with my Coke, and I'd have been like this. Count would have been full. The count would have been full.
Yes.
And I would have just heard the announcer just like, yeah, and we're as full as a baby's diaper. What?
Yep.
Now I can't even eat.
Exactly. But apparently that is what everybody liked. They liked that, I guess, to them, is what I'm assuming, I was not as knowledgeable, but was trying to make it as common to whereas whether you knew a lot of baseball or not, you know what as full as a baby diapers is.
Yeah.
Like, you know that. I don't care if you live under a rock
or even if
you're
you don't
Einstein,
have kids.
Or if you don't have kids. You know
still
as
know.
full as a baby's diaper is, like, there is something at stake. Something has to happen. And so the next day, the coach comes to me and he's like, "Hey, I need to talk to you." I'm like, "Oh boy." I was like, "What did I say wrong?" And he's like, "So you're streaming yesterday?" I was like, "Oh, let me guess. Those 11 probably automatically turned off because they were like, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about."
No, you got 10 likes and you got 10 full as a baby diaper T-shirts.
It jumped from by the time the game was over, it went from 11 to 85 viewers.
Okay. Now, I got to ask you something then. As a comedian, okay, the number one thing that comedians that make them the consistency is how committed they are to what they said.
Oh, I was committed.
So, okay, did you repeat it on the next broadcast when it came up as full count? Did you change it?
I kept it.
You kept it as full as a baby's diaper?
Well, it was a softball game, so I literally had...
So when you went back again, you kept that as this is my saying. So they knew that it was, that's Twitty right now.
Game was on a Tuesday. I got talked about that and how well I did on a Wednesday. Can you do the next one? I'm like, sure. Again, no knowledge of baseball. I'm thinking it's like football. Okay, it was a Tuesday. It'll be a Sunday or a Monday, so I got time to think. It was like, oh, no, it's Thursday.
You had people showing up to the game with full as a baby's diaper T-shirts.
Probably. But that's where I learned that I can almost talk about anything as long as I make it relatable. So then at that point, I then started observing that if I'm going to be in this profession, I got to start thinking just like a normal person.
Okay.
Like, it's okay. And I would say for me, I think for both of us, the aura and our vibe is I wasn't afraid to fail or to kind of be embarrassed. Like, getting embarrassed and being like not the smartest person in the room doesn't fear me. Like, you know, there's some people like honestly, like right now, like if you wanted to have a episode about baseball, you would probably run circles around me, but I wouldn't be afraid to come talk about it.
No.
I would happily say the wrong thing, not on purpose, but I'd probably say the wrong thing or ask.
Even if you said the wrong thing, I would still know what you meant.
Right. Or I would explain, like you said.
Just on your delivery.
It's like, okay, 3 balls, two strikes. That's full house? No, that's a full count. Why is it called full count, HC? Like, I'm not afraid to ask those questions.
Correct.
I'm not afraid to be in that moment. So my aura, I think, comes from the fact that people know I'm not here to embarrass you, and I'm not also afraid to get embarrassed. Like, if you come to me about football, I'm not going to be like, well, you should know, like, a first down is 10 yards.
Well, and
not everybody knows
I think,
that.
And I think that's one of the reasons why you and I just clicked, because I wouldn't say we tested each other, but we were always testing each other.
Yeah, without knowing it.
But we were doing it as like not as a competitive thing, but just like a, you know, like if you came in and you said, "Hey, I'm gonna go grab, you know, 5 pieces of paper, you know, and I see you 30 seconds later, I'm gonna be like, hey, where's the 5 pieces of paper at?
At my desk.
But exactly. But but that's what I'm saying is like it was you and I, and you would do the same thing with me. Like you'd be like, hey, where's this at? Where's it? Boom, here it is right here.
Yeah.
But I like that. So it was like I guess our aura was like that's what I'm saying is like I think you and I we had kind of, even though we were on different parts of the country, I think we still had we were raised basically the same ways with the same types of values and the same types of structures.
I believe so.
It was quick for you and me, which is weird.
It is very weird.
Because when I moved here to Idaho, it was hard for me to click with somebody here. I had to click. I clicked quicker. I don't know why, but I clicked quicker with people who weren't from here.
Yeah, you're not. I think clicking with somebody outside is common. You kind of share the same things, but you don't know that for a fact. But yeah, I think your aura, it's in you. It's just you sometimes just figure out, or certain situations put you in that situation to learn.
Yes.
And I think, because for me, so I always think about it, like I ended up on a positive note for that softball game. I think I still would have learned from that game if I would have got told you can't do it no more. I would have been like, okay, where did I mess up? How can I get better? Because that's a field I wanted to go into.
So would you say like the aura is kind of like the spirit in us? That's what it is. Like, because I'm born with this spirit, and that spirit is kind of this way.
Or nowadays, the vibe about it. Because that's what a lot of people in the comments said, like the vibe of you guys. Like, I want to be around you. I want to hear what you have to say. That's something I did not have.
You know what's funny? Y'all gonna trip out when you find out we don't even like each other.
Right? We actually hate each other.
Out, yeah, as soon as this thing turn off, we walk out. We don't even talk to each other.
Separate ways, don't do anything.
We don't even park. If you look in the parking lot right now, his car is way over there, not purposely parked way over there.
It's a different vibe. But no, I think your aura is something. It's in you. You have to figure it out. But for me, I always look on not being afraid to fail.
Yeah.
Like failure to me is really the ultimate win.
It's a stepping stone. You gotta fail to see where you succeed.
Exactly.
There's gotta be a part where you fall. How do you know how to pick yourself up if you never fall?
Exactly. And I think as I've been in this career and as I've gotten older, you learn, like I don't know. When I was in Omaha and I thought I was at the top of my game, #1 radio show, like nobody could touch me.
Yeah,
got hit, like fell to #5.
Man, I tell you what, vibing. I got to take this off. I've been sitting here this whole time with this whole big jacket on me.
You chose that though.
I know. I was cold when we walked in. It's still cold up here in Idaho.
See, this is where you messed up. THC, he was dressed as if we were doing this podcast outside.
Yeah.
It's 32 outside, but he acted like the studio was gonna be 32. That's where you messed up. So you got to dress like me, where you got to know where you're going to be, which could also be an episode, which could be annoying, is how do you dress? Do you dress like you're going to be outside? See, that's the the suspendies.
It is.
You going up to the cabin? You going camping after this?
Nope. You know what? I'm figuring out now that I'm an old man. I'm figuring out that suspenders works a whole lot better than belts. I don't know why. Until I put them on, and then I'm like, you know what? I don't know what I was doing. America, I don't. I'm digging suspenders. So if anybody knows anybody with some good suspenders, if I need to look into it, be like, hey, you need to find these places.
You need to look into.
Yeah, I want some suspenders. I want that from now on.
Is there
like suspenders?
What is that, like a? You know how they had like a speakeasy? Is there a speakeasy for
I bet you there is. I bet you there is. If there isn't, somebody needs to make one. If you make a speakeasy for suspenders, I will show up. I will show up and be like, this is the new vibe. Like, are we talking vibes? Or this is the new vibe.
Oh, my God.
I want suspenders.
Then we'll have to have you do the show. If there is a speakeasy for suspenders, I don't wear suspenders, but I would buy some just to walk into that spot. I bet that, talk about a good aura and vibe.
Yeah.
Every person in there just snapping. Well, it's a good day today.
And I tell you what, good aura and vibe. I know you guys are seeing my dog right here next to me. This is Kyoki.
Oh, Kyoki's a star.
He's my little service dog, and he stays right next to me everywhere I go to make sure I'm okay. He seen me stand up, so he got a little worried.
Oh, yeah. But no, I say to everybody out there, hopefully we kind of answered the question. I think aura and vibe about us is not being afraid to fail. I think it is in everybody. And it might take longer to figure it out.
But don't be scared to fail.
No.
Don't be scared to fail. That's what I would tell folks is don't be scared to fail.
Learn from it.
You got to learn from it. If you don't fall, you can't learn to walk right. I'm just saying, like, if you gotta fail. Don't be scared to do it.
Yeah. I should have wrote down everybody's name, but there was like 8 of you that had that same question. So if it was you, again, I'm sorry. First one of the people speaking, I'll do better. I'll write everybody's name down, give you a shout out, because like I said, we really do appreciate it. Get in the comments, hit the link. Like you said, you want to join this conversation, got a question for us? If you watched episode 1, we ain't afraid to answer the question. So let us know what you got, and we'll be happy to answer it.
And if you like what you see and you hit the like button, which a lot of you guys are doing, I appreciate every single one of y'all doing that, especially on YouTube. Like if you liking it on YouTube, there's another button. It's right on the bottom. I know everybody on their YouTube channels always said, hit like and subscribe. And it's like, well, they actually right. So if you can hit, if you can hit the like button, it's like maybe half an inch down, there's another button. Boom, subscribe right there. It won't even cost you nothing, I promise. Before
we get out, I feel like the way you said that, you were that person watching YouTube videos that was like, you're just wasting your time. I ain't gonna like it. And now that you're in this scene.
Oh, yeah. Like and subscribe.
Please. Suspenders, liking and subscribing.
Suspenders, speakeasy.
Oh, man. All right. That's going to conclude this one. I have no idea what we're going to talk about the next one. Oh, we got to talk about the next one. In the previous episode, we talked about grooming and how it has evolved. We'll have to talk about that next because I promised we were going to talk about that. Who knows? I might forget again. But either way, appreciate
I'll make sure
you.
He remembers.
Like and subscribe. Oh, pop quiz for you. What episode is this? You say you're going to be able to keep count.
This is 8.
I don't know if you can hear him. Sean, is he right?
I believe so.
Oh, Sean said he believes you're right. Well,
I can check really quick.
The listeners know. They're probably looking like, yeah, you idiot. It's episode 8.
It's titled right in front of them. We sitting there, can't even figure it out.
It's episode 8.
Episode 8.
Well, congratulations, THC. He made a promise he was going to remember every episode. So I'm going to be excited when we start hitting them hundreds.
Boop, 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 boop. Oh, yeah. You ain't going to be excited. I'm going to be right.
You probably are. You probably cheat. You probably be looking you probably be looking at your own YouTube.
All that means is I'm studying. That's all that means.
Oh, man. For another episode, I'm Twitty. That's THC. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Until next time, we out.